My name is Anthony House. I'm the owner-operator of Chick-fil-A at 1230 South Germantown Road. I pretty much grew up in a food family. Coming up around the age of 15, my father started a small family restaurant, and we were all expected to work in that restaurant. And I remember as we moved toward opening, my dad set me and my brother down and said, "Boys, I expect y'all to work harder than anybody in this place, because if I can't get my own two sons to work for me, I can't get anybody to work for me." And it was probably one of the greatest life lessons that my dad ever imparted to me, was just the idea that we were expected to set the example. Even at a young age, I felt called to serve others. And for me, the restaurant industry is just that opportunity to interact with people on a daily basis, to be able to work with and serve the folks that work for me, but also our guests. If I focus most of my attention on that internal customer, the folks that work alongside me, I don't have to worry as much about the external guest, because they'll take care of them. If they feel cared for, they'll care for others. I worked myself through college working for Taco Bell, and during that time learned a lot of great leadership lessons, but continued to understand I love this. I love this opportunity to serve others. And through that time that I was with Taco Bell, I actually crossed paths, had an assignment where I was working in a mall, and the Taco Bell was right here, Chick-fil-A was kind of catty-corny to it. Met the operator of that Chick-fil-A, and we just hit it off. As we began to know each other and have respect for each other and how each other operated their opportunities, he began to talk to me about Chick-fil-A and how he thought I would be a great fit for Chick-fil-A and what they look for. And he calls me and says, "Hey, we've got a Chick-fil-A opportunity coming to the Memphis area. Are you still interested?" And of course I was, and that'll be 28 years in March that I've been with Chick-fil-A. I've been at this Chick-fil-A location for 25 years now. We opened up in October of '96, and since that time, the business has continued to grow. It's grown to the point that the restaurant that we sit in today is not the same restaurant that I started with. We've had this new location now since 2013, and sales continue to grow. We've got some new refresh opportunities. We actually just refreshed our dining room, new colors, new paint schemes, new furniture. Over the years, for me, the role has changed. A lot of times, I'm up on the front line, I'm bagging orders. But through the years, my role has changed more to this, coach, people developer. I spend most of my time either trying to connect with my team, trying to make sure that I'm pouring into them, that I'm seeing them grow and be able to make the most of their experience here in the business. Part of the reasoning behind joining the MRA came out of Chick-fil-A's corporate purpose. Chick-fil-A's corporate purpose is to glorify God by being a faithful steward of what we've been given, and to have a positive influence on everyone that comes in contact with Chick-fil-A. So in my mind, this was an opportunity for me to expand the influence of Chick-fil-A. And then also out of that, for me, growing up as a restaurant kid, I loved the opportunity to connect with people that were in the industry and get to learn things from them. There's so many great people in the industry and so many great stories, and that's always amazing to me and inspiring to me. I love being part of that. I love how the MRA advocates for our industry. I've had the pleasure of serving on the board of the Memphis Restaurant Association for several years. Again, it's always been a thing that I've looked forward to and enjoyed, being able to build those relationships, being able to advocate for an industry that I love and I'm passionate about. Was honored to serve as president of the Memphis Restaurant Association for a couple of years. One of the things that I like most about being involved with the Memphis Restaurant Association is the people that are there, the people and their stories. They're brilliant, and I love how they advocate for the Memphis Restaurant Association. One of my favorite stories, David Boyd, and how he got Debo started. And, and him sharing, him and his wife were laying in bed one night, and she says, honey, what if we don't make it? And he looks at her and says, baby, we've got to make it. But those are the stories that are inspirational, I think, to me, but to others as well. And then I think about the great ambassadors, that we have, Danny Summerall, Simpson Hughes. So those are the things I love about Memphis. I love Memphis eating. Me and my wife literally eat out every night. And we've been doing that for the entirety of our marriage. We've been closed for almost 2 years with our dining room. And that's been a difficult time. I'm a people person. I like the opportunity to connect with individuals. And it's been tough not being able to do that. One of our big principles is this idea of having positive influence in people's lives. And it was one of the things that attracted me to Chick-fil-A, this notion that every day we have opportunity to have impact and influence in people's lives. And we just never know what that moment may be and what that moment may mean to that person. One of the great things about Chick-fil-A, we're not in the chicken business. We're in the people business. And again, for me, it's this idea that our goal is to make sure that everyone that comes in contact with Chick-fil-A has a great experience. As we look to select talent for our team, we're looking for those folks that have a heart for service. And we challenge them. We like to feel that by adding you to our team, we've just made our team that much better. God has uniquely equipped you. You're different than anybody else. Bring the things that make you you to what we do. And we just really challenge them, say, hey, big personality. And we challenge them to look for those opportunities when they're out in the lobby to follow your heart. And so we try to encourage them, to follow your heart, look for those opportunities to bless others. A lot of times when I'm going through training, I'll tell this story about, when we're going through grand opening. And like I said, I was the only person here that knew. And, so I'm up working a position. I mean, we're just getting hammered. It's grand opening, and I'm hustling. I got this 16-year-old kid comes up, taps me on the shoulder, Mr. House, and I'm like, what? Can't you see him? But, and he's like, I got a customer here that says they wanted a chicken sandwich with no pickle, and this chicken sandwich has pickle. What should I do? And I'm like, well, what do you think you ought to do? And he's like, get him a chicken sandwich with no pickle? I'm like, aha. And so, but later I was able to circle back with that young man and say, hey, look, you knew exactly what to do in that situation. I didn't have to tell you how to make that right. You understood how to make that right. So going forward, just know you don't have to involve me in that. Just take care of that guest. And if you want to do a little something extra for them, do a little something extra for them. We got a procedure for that. But, if you want to wow them, wow them. But I want to free you up to be able to do what's right by our guest.